Hello and welcome to Taco Tuesday. My name is Dawn and this is my friend Savannah. We are just so thankful that Savannah is going to participate in our Taco Tuesday. She seems like she's an introvert a little or camera shy. I used to be like that too. But we're just excited to share this time with you guys. We got tacos from Coloca's here in town. We like to support local. Have you been to Coloca's before?
I haven't.
Okay, no, this is the first time. Right, yeah. So good, right on Main Street.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, really good. It's like Luke's favorite place in town. So Savannah, how long have you guys been coming to the vineyard?
I think we started coming in the beginning of March. I think it was.
Okay.
It was I think either the first or the second week of March.
Okay. Yeah. And how did you hear about the vineyard?
So, originally, when my grandmother passed in, I think it was 2003, she had her service here. And then I got together with my husband back in 2016, and he, one of our common interests was he went to the vineyard, which I never went to the vineyard before that. I just only came for like my grandmother's service.
Okay.
And then
Pastor Steve officiated it? The pastor before us?
I honestly don't remember.
Okay, all right. But it was here? Or
it was definitely here, yeah.
All right.
And so with that being said, my husband told me about this church, and I went to church intermittently when I was younger. My husband went here when he was in high school, and kind of just like fizzed out after he graduated high school. And then when we got together in 2016, that was always something that we wanted to do together, but we ended up getting pregnant with my first in it was 2017, and then we had him in 2018. So it was always something that we wanted to do together.
Okay.
And then we ended up actually making the commitment to come here in 2018. Well, tried to. And when we came when I think my son was like about 4 or 5 months old.
Okay.
And when we came in, because we did some research and we saw that there was a nursery, but when we came in, we kind of like looked down the hall and it looked kind of dark. So we were like, okay, maybe it's not open today. And then we went and sat down, and then my son was kind of fussy. And that kind of gave me a little bit of anxiety, because even though like I feel like everybody's staring at me and my kid, and like I feel awful, and so we kind of just were like, okay, maybe we'll wait until he's a little bit older.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened shortly after that, and we ended up having my daughter and then my youngest, because I have 3 that's 5 and under.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and now Miles, my youngest, he is 2 going on 3, so we thought it would be a good time, and that we always like talked about God. That was always something that we would pray with our kids. We would try to teach them the best that we could at home, but then we just figured that the next step was bringing them to church to kind of get them in that
foundation going. Yeah, it's just something. Oh yeah. So Savannah and Duke, your husband, they have 3 little kids, and they're I've met a couple of them, like talked to them, so they're super sweet and cute.
Right.
But yeah, I do remember, so when you guys decided to come back here in March and try it again, Savannah private message through our Red Bluff Vineyard Facebook page, which Luke has to be reminded every once in a while to check that. But we were excited that you even asked, like, do you have anything to offer for kids?
Right. Yeah. So. I mean, that's definitely like something that's important to us, and also like what kind of like pushed us to go, because like my husband was always, I guess, like kind of waiting on me to like give the green light to go, because he's willing to do anything. Just like it's me that kind of like, because I just like have really bad like social anxiety. So thinking about like socializing with people that I don't really know, like terrifies me.
Aww.
But I mean, when we came, everybody was so welcoming, so that was comforting.
Yeah, that's good.
But
and your kids stayed in their classrooms too, did they?
Yeah, so my son, so my youngest son was in the nursery, and he still to this day throws the biggest tantrums going in, probably for like the first 5-10 minutes. Right. So we try to come a little early to get him situated. Okay. But the first time they texted us to come because he kept on crying, which is fine. Mm-hmm. And we brought his little choo-choo trains that he loves to play with. And Aww. I remember so I brought him back over here, and he turned on his choo-choo train, and it's just like chugging along. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm just like running around trying to catch I felt chaotic, but yeah.
But nobody even probably paid attention or heard it.
Yeah, I think like one or two, but they were kind.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
they're
understanding. There's so many grandparents and parents here that it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like if your kids make noise or whatever, it's all right. You know, like we've all been there.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you're on an airplane and you feel bad if your kid's screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you've been here for a while. Mm-hmm. And then you also attend the Wednesday night Bible study too. How long have you guys been doing that?
So I think Luke invited us when they had like their second meeting. So we've been going ever since then.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's good. So what is something that, if you could think of one or two things that people need to know about you, Sahvanna, what would that be?
That they need to know?
Yeah.
Probably that I am really shy, and I mean, at first anyways. Mm-hmm. And then I know like a lot of people that I like in my personal life, like when first meeting them, like they have this like, because like I don't really talk too much. Like I kind of like wait for people to talk to me. So like they have this idea like maybe I don't like them, or I'm just like, no, it's just me. I have like really bad social anxiety. Like don't take it personal.
Yeah.
But so I'd say that I'm a really kind person and I'm shy, but
you're just shy.
Yeah.
At first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. Because there's only been a few times that we've even talked too, but I never got that vibe from you that you were standoffish or anything. I just thought she was, because I get it. I'm quiet in some places or whatever, and your husband's more of an extrovert.
Oh,
right?
Totally.
Yeah, so he kind of fills in for you. That's how Luke is too. So
I know. I think like on Sunday, so yesterday, when Luke was like, okay, everybody stand up, like go say hello to somebody, and then those that don't sit down, and like me and my sisters, we all sat down. And then my husband just gets up and starts hugging people. We're just like looking at him like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But no, I love that about him, but no. Yeah.
That's good. That's all right. Introverts are definitely accepted here, so we have a lot of introverts in our church. So if you could think of one thing that God is doing in your life right now, what do you think that would be, if you can narrow it down?
I would think that kind of guiding me on with like my kids and basically like teaching them and talking about him more, and I would also say like talking to him directly, because I'd say that's something that I didn't do a lot of before. And I have like a problem with letting go and giving up control, and I'd say that's something that he is working with me on doing and talking to him more and trusting in him and kind of letting that go a little bit.
Yeah.
Not without difficulty. But
I think that's hard for moms in general, because your whole day is controlled. You know, like you can control it.
Right. Yep.
For the most part, you know. I think once you start having kids, you're like, oh, I don't have control. So that's kind of like a God-given gift.
Yeah.
Where you kind of like just baby steps lets it ease in that you don't have control over every situation, every time frame, and and then if you just enter God into that too,
Right. I mean, like even like so recently is school starting, so I have like my oldest starting kindergarten.
Aww.
And then my daughter that's starting full day preschool, so they'll be both going to the same school. And then my youngest will be at a different school starting half day, and so like I'm stressing because like I need to know like the time that everything starts. I need to know like how the day is going to go from start to finish, and and calculate everything, how it's going to go with my job, his job, and their grandma coming, or if she's going to be coming. And so like for me, like I'm like stressing out about that, and then it's nice because like I have my husband who has to like remind me like, well, you can't control everything. It's going to happen the way that he intends it to happen. Like you need to let go and trust that God has you and has our kids. And then I like had to like sit back and be like, okay, I hate to admit it, but you might be right. But so I mean, doesn't happen without struggle.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah. You're not alone, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. I think that I think kids and having a husband too, or a partner, it's a gift, and even though there's a lot of hard times and just juggling and struggling, and but they are gifts once you sit back and just, I think giving your whole day to God every day, like that's a good practice, like just to sit back, whatever time frame that looks like, if it's in the morning or at night, and just saying, Lord, I give today to you, like just baby steps.
Right.
Yeah, so that's good. Aww. Yeah. Well, let's take a bite.
Okay.
And we got chicken tacos. So they're really good and messy.
They're really good.
They're really good. My kids, my boys, when we go there, they order cheeseburgers too. So they've got good cheeseburgers, I think, and chicken strips for kids who don't particularly like tacos or whatever, but they're really good and fresh. Yeah. I was just thinking of something else that a lot of people probably don't know, is that you like baking.
Yeah.
Have you been baking for... do you like to cook too?
Yeah, so I do all the cooking and all of that. My husband probably knows how to make mac and cheese, and that's about it. Maybe like bean and cheese burritos, but
yeah, that's easy.
Probably the extent of it. But yeah, I have been baking. I used to be like really into it when my grandpa was still alive. He taught me how to like make his homemade rolls, cinnamon rolls, his homemade chili, beef stew. Like that was just like something that we, and like my mom also, we all did that together.
And so then your grandpa and your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
And then so my mom passed in 2015, and then my grandpa in 2016.
Wow.
So after they passed, I kind of of course, like I always cooked for my family. I would bake, but I probably didn't bake as much as I did now. And then, and then I had my family, and so it kind of, but like wasn't something that I loved to do. I'd also say probably just because of my anxiety, I have like a little bit of like perfectionism where everything has to be perfect. So I also used to like bake cakes and do that, but if it wasn't perfect, like I would like work it and it would, wear me out because if it's not to what like I imagined it to be, then I actually ended up hating it.
Yeah.
But then I kind of I stopped doing cakes for a while until like I started having my kids, and then I was kind of like forced to. But I got into baking bread probably like almost a year ago.
Okay.
I started making sourdough bread and kind of just fell in love with it. The whole process and all of that. So
yeah, and it's really good. Yeah, she's given us a few loaves and then bagels.
Yeah, I think bagels are our favorite. Just
it's so good. Yeah, so I told Sahvanna that she should make some and just bring them to the church and even just sell them right here if she wanted to. So, yeah. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit of your life, and I'm glad that you guys are here.
Yeah, thank you.
It's kind of cool, and when you came, it wasn't a dark hallway.
I know. I mean, that was like right before COVID. I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe, because I think it was just like that first door that, that doesn't have the nursery there.
Okay, yeah.
Because we didn't like go down. Because like, when we walked in, like nobody was over there. It was like completely empty. Like,
so
I don't know.
You had 2 services too then. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if like we came like right when service was supposed to be happening and like there was nobody.
That's so funny.
I mean, like I think there was somebody like over here, but nobody over there like we see in the mornings when we come now. But yeah, that's why I was like, maybe I'll do my research.
You're gonna ask me before you come back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you did. Thanks,
yeah, me
and
too.
Thank you for connecting with us, and your kids are really. It's just great to hear that they're like wanting to know about Jesus and prayer and stuff. That's so cute.
Yeah,
that challenges you as
my heart.
It challenges you as a parent too. Like, oh, I got to be on my game now.
It's true. They keep me accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for watching us today, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And tune in next Tuesday. Bye.